Are you in love with the game, or are you in love with what the game provides you? Now, don't clown me. Really think about this, like genuinely. And if you can't sit down and really answer this question for yourself, then you're a lost cause. Let me explain why. For me, I don't know what I'm in love with. I say that I'm in love with the game, but after trial and error and constantly failing, it gets to a point where you really do wonder if you're in love with the game, or you're just in love with the outcome of what the results of what the game can provide you. And what game am I talking about? This is a reference that comes from sports for sure. But I'm talking about the game of life in general. Are you in love with life, or are you in love with what life comes with? Now, everybody's life is different. You could have the worst life ever. You could have a life that makes you want to delete yourself in GTA. Or you could have a life where you're just like, man, this feels like heaven. What do I have? I have a life it's neither of them. And I don't want it to be neither of them, because I want to separate heaven from this earth. And I don't want to have a life where I don't even want to live anymore. That's a crazy life to live. And I feel like there's two people that represent their love for the game way more than anybody else I've ever seen. And it's Cristiano Ronaldo and Kobe Bryant. Let me go through each of them. Cristiano Ronaldo is regarded to many as the greatest football player of all time, and respectfully so. Me personally, I would say Messi. I'm a Barca fan. I love Barcelona. Messi, he was like that. But Ronaldo, I respect him tremendously. I feel I relate more to Ronaldo than I do Messi. And you wonder why, right? Ronaldo embodies work ethic. He embodied for the past 25 years. He's been playing football for a long time. He's like LeBron James. He plays like he's still in his prime, but he's 40 years old. For his entire career, the man has always just been relentless in the pursuit of greatness and becoming the best player of all time, to the point where you would think this guy's the most egotistical person on earth. But to me, what people look at as ego, I see as confidence. I think it's confidence. And there's a fine line between ego and confidence for sure. But with Ronaldo, you got to really think about his upbringing. He comes from a poor area called Madeira in Portugal. It's a small part of Portugal. And where he came up, his family was extremely poor, and really it was make or break for him. You know what I'm saying? Football was really the outlet for him to succeed. And I will say Ronaldo isn't the most skillful player. I'll be honest, he's not the most techie, but he grinded his way to become a very technical player. You get what I'm saying? If you know Ronaldo, when he used to play for Manchester United in the first half of his career, he before he had knee injuries and stuff, bro, he had this thing, his Ronaldo chop, and his deadly stepovers, man. It was just entertaining as hell. And I'll be wondering, where has this gone in our game today? You don't see players nowadays making these emphatic moves that just entertain the crowd, entertain. People just play these passes back and forth all around, just playing in systems, following whatever the manager says. Sometimes you got to break that. You got to break that mold and just be yourself and just play the game the way it was meant to be played, with expression, with freedom. And that's what he was doing. But from where he came from, it was really, you had to make it in football, or there was nothing else to take care of his family. So what did he do? I mean, he played football. He played every day. He trained relentlessly. And it's so crazy because when you're a professional athlete in any sport, you get paid more than 99% of people will ever see in their entire life. But for him to be at the highest level of football, to still train like he's still a little kid trying to make it, that is the scariest person to have to go up against. Because it's like when they have everything at their feet, they're still working as if they have nothing. And that's what I really commend a lot about Ronaldo. And then you have Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant is a little different with his come up. His father was actually an NBA player. So he had a pretty good childhood. He lived in the suburbs of Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? He was young. He moved overseas because his father was at the end of his career playing overseas and all of that. I think in Italy and all of that. But for something about Kobe too, he played as if he had nothing. Even though he had a supportive family, even though he lived with a in a nice neighborhood, and he went to a private school and all of that, he played as if he was from the streets, yo. He was from the streets of Baltimore. Bro, he played with such a chip on his shoulder. It's insane. And bro, Kobe is defined by that work ethic, man. For his entire career, he would never quit. He would always keep going. He even tore his Achilles, and if you know, an Achilles injury is the worst. It's a career-ending injury for people of any kind, bro. When you tear your Achilles, it's the worst thing imaginable. And he would get up and walk. Mind you, in the game, he just tore his Achilles, and somehow he managed to walk to the free throw line, shoot 2 free throws, and call it a day and leave. That is cold. I won't lie. And the work ethic that he had at that point, he already won 5 championships. He had MVPs. He had everything. He won Olympic gold medals. He won everything under the sun. But his tenacity, his obsession to just be the greatest, to win, is something that you need to be great. And although I don't think he's the greatest of all time, people do believe that, obviously. Uh, for me, obviously, it's either LeBron or Michael Jordan. But Kobe is one of them ones. He's definitely top five. And that work ethic that he had, the relentless attitude to just always be great. No matter how much money he made, the beautiful wife that he had everything. But he always acted like he didn't. And that's the craziest part. So this all comes back to me and you. Do you love the game, or do you really love what the game provides you? This is something I ask myself every day making videos like these. Because honestly, this is I have a hard time not comparing myself to other people. I have a very hard time doing that. I always compare myself to people that are doing things that I want to do, that are achieving heights that I want to be at. Because right now it's just like I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, I'm 20 years old, a sophomore in college. I don't really know what I'm doing with myself. I make content every day because that's what the successful content creators say to do. You got to post multiple times a day, 3-4 times a day. You got to make videos every single day. You got to keep on going. And I do that. And I would expect the results to come, but the results never come. I've had this YouTube channel for 10 years. It's been 10 years, since 2016. I've had this YouTube channel, and I haven't cracked 1,000 subscribers. I've posted 3 to 4 times a day on my Instagram and TikTok accounts for the last year and a half, and I have no following. I have no income from any of this. And that's when I ask myself, am I doing this for the love of the game or for what the game provides me? Because I look at what the game has provided me, and it has not provided me nothing. I have not gotten anything out of this. It don't matter, whatever metric you can think of, money, clout, opportunities. Honestly, I haven't gotten nothing. If anything, I've gotten clowned for sure, but I've also gotten heartfelt messages from people I never even heard of. And when I get those messages from people saying, I don't know why your content isn't as going as crazy as it does, but it really helps me and I really like it. It's very entertaining. You need to keep going. I hear that. I feel that. I'm like, damn, I'm very thankful for that. For somebody that doesn't even know me to say that my content is entertaining and engaging and they're surprised that it doesn't do the numbers that it should, really makes me think, okay, maybe I am doing something right and it's just a matter of time and patience. It's a test from God. God's test for me is patience. I think that's always been the case. The story of my life is being patient. I have to be patient with stuff coming my way, you know? And that's why I always go back to thinking, do I love content for the sake of content, or do I love what content provides? You know, of course I want to be rich. I want to be wealthy. I want to take care of my family. I want to have all the cars. I want to have houses. I want to be able to anything that I can do in this world, I can just do it. I can just travel whenever I want. I don't have to deal with nothing. Maybe, clout. I mean, clout is cool and all for sure. I wouldn't deny it, but I'm open to it as well. You know what I'm saying? All of that sounds cool, but you really ask yourself when none of that is there for you. If you really love it, and I gotta say, I think I love the game because I wouldn't have gone this long without having none of the achievements that I mentioned if I didn't love what I do. You know what I'm saying? Yes, there's times when I absolutely hate it, when I just can't stand how I put so much time and effort into it and I get little results, little return. But then as you get older, you kind of understand to not look at the results and to just focus on the process, the journey in itself, for what it provides you. Because you're going to look back at your life when you're older and you're going to be like, wow, can't believe I really went through all of this. And you're going to remember the journey is what builds is what builds who you are. The trials and tribulations that you have to go through is what really builds who you are. And for me, one thing that I've always wanted to do, and I'm going to put this into I guess I'm going to manifest it, and may Allah grant me this. I've always wanted to play in a charity match, the content charity matches. I don't know if you know, the Sidemen charity match, Match for Hope, the soccer games, the basketball games that they be having every year for content creators. For me, that's the closest I could be to being a professional athlete, being in those charity matches. And I've always just wanted to be in the match, not because of charity, but because of the feeling of being a professional athlete. And that's when I realized, wait a second, you're completely missing the point. I mean, it's cool. Yeah, you're like a professional athlete. You're playing with legends of the game. You're going to be playing in front of thousands of people. You know what I'm saying? It's amazing. But what are you really doing it for? That's why your intention is so important. You know what I'm saying? And that's what really made me want to make this video. Because I just watched a charity match the other day over the weekend. And I was like, wow, this is so cool. I want to do this myself in a year's time. But I'm like, wait, but what is the charity even for? I don't even know what the charity's for. How are you going to do something for charity that you don't even know? You're just doing it for some other reason. So yeah, man, I mean, this is for anybody who's into content creation, who's playing a sport. If they're playing basketball, if they're playing soccer, football, volleyball, if they're a musician, you get what I'm saying? If they're an artist, are you doing it because you love it, or are you doing it because of what it provides? Because if you're doing it for what it provides, trust and believe, you're going to burn out quick. And I will tell you, every great person in your field did it because of the love of the game. They did it for the love of the game, and that's a fact. They wouldn't have gotten to the point of greatness if they didn't love the game that much to put all their effort and time into it. LeBron wouldn't have done it. Kobe wouldn't have done it. Michael Jordan wouldn't have done it. Cristiano Ronaldo wouldn't have done it. Lionel Messi wouldn't have done it. Tom Brady wouldn't have done it. Michael Jackson wouldn't have done it. All these legends in their fields wouldn't have gotten to where they were if they didn't enjoy what they were doing. Now, of course, everybody has periods when they don't enjoy it. You're not going to always love what you do 24/7. It's just life. Life is a bunch of ups and downs, for sure. But it's about what you do consistently. Through those ups and downs, is there a consistent line in between that allows you to that makes you level-headed through the highs and through the lows, so that you can consistently keep growing, keep scaling? That's what you got to ask yourself. That's what I have to ask myself when I make these videos. Don't care about the results. The results are only a byproduct of you becoming a better person at your craft. If you focus on the things that make your videos better, if you focus on the things that make your skills better, trust and believe, you're going to be great. But if you focus on the numbers, if you focus on how this video didn't do well, or how you're not getting any playing time, or how you're just your songs aren't getting any streams, or none of that, you're gonna burn out, bro. You're just gonna be like, I'm done with this, man. Let me just go get a 9 to 5 and just live my life away like a waste man. Now, no disregard, no shade to anybody with a 9 to 5, of course. I'm just saying, me personally, I don't want to have a 9 to 5 for sure. But I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying, because you just want to enjoy what you do for sure. But I'm rambling on. This is a question that I had for myself that I wanted to ask you guys too, see if anybody relates. And I appreciate y'all for watching another video of mine. And peace to the Middle East, homies.